Escape from Maddie's Control. Written and illustrated by Skater Rabbit. Dedicated to my friends and family. Rachel and Kate had known each other since they were just babies. The two of them learned how to walk together, they always played together, and they agreed on almost everything. Their parents had been friends before they were born. It was a cloudy afternoon in Los Angeles. Rachel and Kate were busy playing in Rachel's backyard, but they assumed at that precise moment their parents were driving to San Francisco when cars whizzed by on the highway. Rachel and Kate's parents were on a business trip. They worked together in the tech industry. The girls were actually supposed to be with them, but the friends did not like the idea of going to San Francisco. As their families were leaving, they snuck out of the back seat of the van and hid in the garage. Their parents were running late, so somehow they did not notice that their little girls were not in the back. Rachel and Kate jumped for joy as their parents drove down the street. After they left, the two friends started playing a game of hide and seek, their favorite game. When a few hours went by, Kate started to get a little worried. They realized their parents might not come home by night time. The girls initially thought their parents would call Morgan, the best babysitter in the whole world. Soon as they found out that they had forgotten them, the two friends started to cry. It was though it was raining tears. They started to scream more than they ever screamed before. Mommy! Daddy! Where are you? Come back! Up in San Francisco, their parents realized the girls weren't with them because it was so quiet in the car. Although they were surprised at first, they thought the other parents must have called Morgan. Maybe this wasn't so bad at home. The two friends started to walk to their neighbor's house. Once they got to the door, Rachel asked, "Can we please use your phone? We really need to call our parents." "They left us alone at home," Kate added. We don't have the faintest idea where our parents are," they both exclaimed in worry. "Well, I'm Violet Grindle, and you can call me Miss Grindle. I might know where your parents are," she said politely. "They mentioned to me yesterday they were going to San Francisco, and they told me you two were going with them too," she explained. "I'm about to leave for work now, but I can call you a babysitter until I can find out what the parents want." After 6 dreadful hours were over, they finally finished cleaning. They were forced to do the big dish cleaner, and then Maddie also made them clean out her swampy pool, which took another 4 hours to clean because it was filled with gross algae and other icky things. "I do not want to clean out a swampy pool ever again," whispered Kate. "I hated it. It was so miserable," Rachel said. "I hope we don't have to do any more cleaning." Just then, Maddie dared them to jump off the roof of her house, so they did. To Maddie's surprise, the two girls landed safely on their feet. Maddie called them in for dinner. Rachel and Kate had cold tomato soup. It was brown. Maddie, however, ate chow mein, fried rice, and a nice warm bowl of wonton soup. For dessert, Maddie had 2 slices of cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. Yum. The two girls got mashed up banana. Yuck. After dinner, the girls started to walk home, but then they saw Maddie. "Run!" shouted Kate. "She's after us!" exclaimed Rachel. All right, let's start running," Kate said. "But wait, I have a plan," Rachel said quietly. "Here, hide behind this bush while she's on her phone. Then you can tell me about your plan." "So my plan is we turn the front door lock to the locked position. Then we keep it open so when Maddie walks in, she'll close the door behind her." Then, at that time, we can walk out the back door and we'll lock it behind us. So Maddie gets trapped in the house. Rachel said softly. That's great! Kate yelled. Shh! Shushed Rachel. Okay, let's get on with the plan, continued Rachel. Let's just get home. They walked home with Maddie behind them. Their plan did not go the way they hoped. The girls forgot the door could be unlocked from inside. Inside the house, Maddie was looking for the girls everywhere. Under the bed, in the bathroom, behind the couch. The girls ran down the road and they saw their parents coming back in their van. Mommy, Daddy, they yelled. When their parents got out of the car, they saw Maddie coming out with a mean look and screaming, Never lock me in the house again! You will regret it! The parents heard her and said, You're not in charge of them, please leave now! Maddie left, upset and mumbling. Project reflection. My story is inspired by Roald Dahl for many reasons. First of all, my protagonists are children, just like Roald Dahl's are. In Matilda, Roald Dahl uses a smart, intelligent child. Roald Dahl also makes his protagonist less fortunate than his antagonist. Second, Roald Dahl makes his antagonist adult. In Matilda, Matilda's parents are antagonists because they stop her from trying to accomplish her goals. In the Twit, Mr. and Mrs. Twit make the monkey stand on the head. In my story, a young woman, Maddie, the antagonist, makes the protagonist, the kids, do chores. Finally, I use names from my life. Rachel is one of my friends, the daughter of my sister's preschool teacher. Kate is my neighbor's kid. I chose Rachel and Kate because I thought the two names go together. Maddie is my friend's nickname. Clearly, the story was inspired by Roald Dahl. Hi, my name is Skeeter Rabbit, and I enjoy playing with my sister. I live in Mountain View, California with my mom, dad, and sister. I'm in 3rd grade at Stevens Impact Elementary School. My teacher's name is Trevor. At school, I enjoy doing math, writing, and learning about the history of Mountain View, and a little about the Bay Area, drawing, some art, and sewing. I like to do at home. During the process of writing my story, I learned it takes time to write a well-written story, and the initial idea for the book sometimes changes for the better during the process. Thank you for reading my story.